Hey you guys, it's Watcher Ralph, and I'm here with my sister Christabel, and we're about to do a spoiler review of The Shape of Water. Why? Because the Academy Awards and this movie needs to be talked about. So, first I'll say, Guillermo del Toro
Yes.
is an incredible director, which has done incredible work, but for me, usually it's really his foreign films that shine. His understanding of visuals is always beautiful, but to me, when he tries to take Spanish and translate it into English, it doesn't always come off as emotional and hit the right chords as it should. But this movie was perfect because both characters can't talk. So it's all visuals. He knew to stay to his strengths.
I agree wholeheartedly. My favorite film of his is one of his Spanish language films, but this really gets up there. You can tell that this is his baby and that he's put so much heart and soul into it. He is truly a visionary when it comes to his work. And in terms of his writing, I agree that his strengths do lie in his Spanish language films, but you can feel it here as well. It's due to what's not being said.
Yes.
Really what we're seeing.
The silent moments.
Yes.
And the performances. I love Michael Shannon. And to me, this is the character he's meant to play. This is what he usually plays also. Always that straight man, but that menacing feeling where he doesn't have to say a word and you're just going to be trembling in fear. And to me, it comes off perfectly in this movie.
Yeah. Those scenes that they're cutting to, just showing that fingers slowly rot or whatever the word you want to use. He's not really saying or doing much, but you just know what's coming and you feel like this disgust that's not only for the fingers themselves, but for the character and just what he embodies and what he symbolizes. I think he's great in that. He doesn't really get a lot of speaking lines in most of his roles because just looking at him and that emotion or lack of emotion that comes out of him, you feel everything that you're supposed to feel. And it's that you want to get out of the way. But in terms of, another snub, we talk about this in another one of our reviews, poor Michael Stuhlbarg just keeps getting forgotten.
Especially that he's literally in 3 of the movies that are nominated for Best Picture of the Year this year.
Yeah, Call Me By Your Name, Shape of Water.
And The Post. And yet he didn't get any nominations across the board, which is very unfortunate. But this movie deserves the recognition. I mean, it's a beautiful movie. It's a beautiful period piece. I mean, even dealing with the commentary of that time as well, including the issue with Richard Jenkins being gay during the 50s. I mean, I love what he's dealing with the loneliness and acknowledging that Sally Hawkins' character is the only one that's there for him no matter what.
Yes.
It's a beautiful movie. So he basically plays like a father figure too.
Yeah, and I think it's excellent also showing that these are the outcasts. The outcasts are really the characters that shine in this film. His character, her character, even when we're looking at, her love interest, he's a fishman god, whatever you want to call him. You can't be more of an outcast than that.
Yes.
When, just like I mentioned, Michael Stuhlbarg, he is an outcast in himself. He is pretending to be someone that he's not. And even though, he is clearly this spy, this Russian spy, you can tell that there's this discomfort in some of the things that are being expected of him. He wants to be a patriot, but at the end of the day, he's looking at his role as this scientist and I don't want to kill something that's beautiful.
Exactly.
I don't care about, giving you this information because that's what the job that was given to me. He has heart. He has a conscience.
Yeah, it wasn't political. At a certain point, it stopped being political. It became moral for him.
Yes.
It became a moral issue. And I love the fact that he was there to help. Now, one issue I have is how he goes out, though, because for being such an intelligent spy, scientist, and the fact that we could all see it coming, that they were going to obviously, take his life, and yet he was surprised of that moment, even though he was prepared in his apartment with the knife behind his back. But when it came down to it, he wasn't prepared when it actually happened. So to me, even though you've explained that, he kind of let down his guard because he didn't see anything happen in the apartment, so he expected everything to go the way it was supposed to, but clearly it didn't.
Yeah. And ultimately, I think at that point, his character is also, if it's not going to be these guys, my people, my, my compatriots, then it's going to be these guys who are going to realize how I helped, aid in this kidnapping, if you want to put it that way. So, whatever the motivations of his character, we don't get the opportunity to see them really developed.
Yes.
But just anything with him is just beautiful. It's fantastic. I mean, this man is such an amazing actor.
The sincerity in his,
Yes.
in his voice. I just always feel that the genuineness of his performance, no matter what, you feel for him. You always empathize for him, no matter what role he plays. And now going back to the Fish God, one thing I would say is I really enjoyed the ending when obviously, which I saw it coming, that she was gonna somehow, be able to live within the water and for them, it was gonna be a happy ending for both of them. But it did shock me when they both got shot by Michael Shannon.
Yep.
And then we were shown that, yes, he is a god, which we should have gotten the clues when when Richard Jenkins was talking about, which, trust me, I wouldn't mind that either. Where you're at, come on, put your hand on my head. I'm good with that. But so yeah, this movie, like I said, is incredible. Now I believe that Guillermo del Toro deserves to win for Best Director.
We've had the beauty and success of seeing multiple Latino directors winning in this past decade, which is huge considering what the history has been of the Academy. And to be able to see Guillermo be added to that list, amazing. And right.
Amazing. Yeah, rightfully so, of course, without a doubt. Okay, so now that you've heard our review on the film, it's time to rate it. And from what you heard, it should be no surprise that I'm going to give this movie
And I don't think it will be much of a surprise that I will be giving this movie
And there you go. And now that we finished the review, I'd like to thank my sister Christabel for joining me here. But I also want to hear your thoughts on the movie. Tell me if you think it deserves to win any of its nominations. And tell me where you rate the movie. Leave those comments down below and let me know. But for now, share, like, and subscribe. And you can check out other movies that I've reviewed that have been nominated right over here. Or you could check out how this crazy rating system works, because if you're confused, trust me, I understand why. It gets a little stupid, but you can check it out right here. Now, till we meet again, goodbye. I'll see you guys.